welcome back to another Wonderlands video. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be a very hard video to make just because it's like, I have to pick my top 5 favorite side quests out of the whole game. Like, there's a lot of side quests in this game, and they're pretty good, so this is gonna be very hard. Obviously, these are just my favorite side quests, so if you don't like the side quest I pick,
it is what it is.
So, I would actually like to know, for the people who played the game, do we have the same side quests and it's just in the different order, or we got totally different side quests? You know what I mean? Like, what's other people's favorite side quests? Real quick, majority of the side quests that I pick are from the bounty boards in Brighthoof, so just to let you know. So with that being said, I'm gonna get straight to the countdown. Number 5. So the first side quest will start off really light, and that's a small favor. Essentially, this old wizard dude named Zosif? Whatever that says, right? And he needs you to help him because his apprentice took his book, and they're trying to do this dark magic thing so they can be more powerful than him. So you get sent into this little portal thing so you can shrink down into the house. And you know, one of the apprentices are still trying to help the Zosif wizard dude, but the apprentice is no good. So you go in there and you try to sneak into the basement where the dark magic ritual thing is being done, and you gotta stop him before, you know, he gets more powerful. So the main reason why I really like this side quest is just because it's like, you get shrunken down, and it's just like, you can see the world like so much bigger, and I just think that's so cool because as far as I know, that's the only side quest where you actually get shrunken down. Not to mention that this is one of the few side quests where there's a boss fight in it. Like, I think there's only 3 that I can think of right now that have boss fights in them. And finally, this is such a dumb reason to be honest, but the last reason why I like this mission is because the apprentice actually gets like a punishment where he gets turned into one of the sheep things that fly around in Tangle Drift. And this ending was so satisfying to me because it's like, you don't disobey your higher ups, you know what I'm saying? Like, just watch this.
Your first act of apology will be sweeping up the basement. There's skeleton all over it.
Yes, Master.
And you'll be doing it as escape.
Skip.
Oh, my bad. I meant he gets turned into a skeep. Number 4. It's just number 4. Like, there's no... So for my number 4 spot, I got a Knight's Toll. And the main reason why I picked this one is because how could I not include a side quest with Claptrap? Like, if anything, that would be pretty disrespectful. So basically, the mission is about Claptrap getting a legendary weapon, and the weapon is Excalibur, you know, like the legendary sword. So you're basically going around asking people where they can find legendary weapons, and the first person you meet is this lake troll lady, and you're asking her where to find a spell nade. She tells you after you take out a couple of goblins, and then you soon get betrayed by her, so then you end up killing her. And then you meet this guy called Lance, who's pretty much guarding the Excalibur weapon, so you gotta catch him on this mushroom thing, practically playing tag. And then after you get him, his guards try to attack you and you take him out. And then you gotta find a worthy hand of the Excalibur because you're not able to pick it up yourself. So you go to the Archer King, take him out, pick up his hand, and then you pick it up, and then you pretty much just give it to Claptrap, and then he takes all the credit. And finally, you go and meet Mervin the wizard, who has the spell nade, and he said he'll give it to you, right? But there's 3 clones of him, and you gotta guess which one is him, and you gotta get it right. But everyone that Claptrap picks is wrong, so you get sent into this cage with fire above it, and then Claptrap gets you out because he just carries extra portals. And then you get sent into Unreal Engine, and then you just kill Mervin the wizard yourself, and then you take the book with the spell nade in it. So the main reasons why I like the quest so much is because Claptrap is in it, and you get sent into Unreal. I've never seen a game do that before, and that's just funny and cool to me for some reason. Number 3. 3 as in a 3-pointer, or... Now we're getting into what I like to call the big 3. So the third side quest I picked was... Well, I actually forgot the name.
Are you serious, my brother?
But it's the one where It's about the bands, the metal bands. I think the side quest is called Are You Metal Enough? But basically there's two bands and they're both trying to be the most metal band in the Wonderlands. And so the first band is with Sinistrella and her crew, and she wants you to get like evil branches to make her band more metal. So you go and do that. After you collect the branches, you give it back to Sinistrella, and then her and her band plays music for you, and then it literally brings up skeletons, so you gotta take them out. Then the second band gets introduced in probably the best way possible.
Raise the freaking dead, you guys! Oh, I mean, yeah, that was pretty cool, I guess, or whatever.
You suck!
So you go and help the second band, the Plague Rat Apocalypse, interesting name, and they also want to be the most metal band in the Wonderlands. And so they're trying to do some kind of like spell ritual. So of course you got to go out your way and collect all the ingredients for them, and then you give it back, and they also play a song that gets them killed. So you go back to the first band and tell them that the second band pretty much got themselves killed. And so as your reward for helping this band, the first band, you get offered to be their ultimate human sacrifice. And then they start trying to kill you. This would have been my second favorite side quest, but the only reason it's the third is because you get betrayed at the end. So it was like, nah, we're not having that. So I really like the first band because I wish I could have their face paint on my guy, but if I'm being honest, the second band was a little more metal just because their song literally made an explosion while the other ones just raised the dead. And plus, they got big drip. Like, you're gonna tell me you don't mess with their fit? Number 2, as in like second place. Like, it's not a big deal. Or for the second side quest I picked was Hot Fizz. And if you're not aware already, Fizz in the Wonderlands is pretty much soda. And not to sound like a fat kid or anything, but the reason I like this quest so much is because it's about soda. Like, let's be real. So the mission's about this dude named Corton, right? Who wants to make the best fizz in the world, in the Wonderlands, right? He wants to make the ultimate fizz. So basically, there's different shrines that you gotta go to. The first shrine you go to is the lightning shrine. And basically, you gotta turn the power on by pressing these buttons that you just hit, and when you press all 4 of the buttons, it activates the shrine again, and you collect like the lightning crystal thing. And you pretty much do that for the rest of the other shrines, but it's just a little bit different because they have different enemy types there, but essentially you just do the same thing. For the fire shrine, there's 3 Fire Lord cinders, and once you take all 3 of them out, you should be able to pick up the fire crystal. For the frost shrine, it's just like the lightning shrine, but instead of hitting buttons, you gotta hit like these frozen people to activate the shrine. Then you should be able to get the frost crystal. And finally, the last shrine you do is the poison one. This one's probably the hardest. Like, it's still not hard, but it's probably the hardest one. But it has like a little mini boss fight, so that's cool. But yeah, basically, you just take out a bunch of waves of enemies, and then finally there'll be a little boss fight. After you get past that, then you should be able to pick up the last crystal. So after you complete all the shrines, you go back to Corbin and you give him all your crystals. He'll take you to his basement, right? I know it sounds sus, but hear me out. He takes you there, and it's like this whole entire soda factory area, and it looks pretty cool. Like, I think the room looks sick. So then you place the crystals to their proper elemental spots, and then it spawns in like this weird like soda boss fight thing. And after you take out the boss fight, Corbin the Fizz maker sacrifices himself to make the ultimate fizz. It's just respectable, that's all it is. Honestly, that's probably the coolest way to go out, by being turned into the most ultimate soda of all time. So I pretty much like everything about this mission. Like, I like all the shrine areas, those are cool. I like the mini boss fights. I like the boss fight at the end. I like the soda room, that looks cool. The only thing I'm really bummed out is that we don't get to try the soda. And now, the moment you've been all waiting for. My #1 favorite side quest of all time. But first, I want to get into the honorable mentions.
Are you serious, my brother? Really? That's what we've come to?
Just kidding. There's no actual honorable mention. It was just a little troll. You know, a goof. My #1 side quest is Walk the Stalk. And the side quest is pretty much about this like magic bean, an evil magic bean, right? That you throw on like a town, and this bean literally just takes over the town. Like, it literally destroys it. And so this like weird little fairy thingy spawns in, and it's the punch father, who's pretty much Brick, right, from Borderlands 1. And so you gotta go stop this bean from taking over the town. So you and the punch father go around stopping these giant plants, who I guess spawn in mushrooms. Like, I'm not entirely sure why, but you gotta stop these giant plants. And as you make your way through, you finally find the magic bean, which was in the middle, so I didn't know why you didn't just go there from the beginning, because it's literally in the front almost. But you fight the bean in like a boss fight. There's actually quite a few reasons why I like this mission so much. First of all, if you don't do this mission, you literally can't discover Tangle Drift if you don't do the mission. Like, it spawns in Tangle Drift. The mission has Brick in it, which is pretty cool. And it's one of the few missions that has a boss fight in it. So yeah, those are pretty much the main reasons why this side quest is my #1, is because there's just so much in it. It kind of feels like a DLC to me. So yeah, that's pretty much my top 5 side quests in Wonderlands. I would actually like to know, for the people who played the game, what's your top 5 side quests? Like, do we have the same side quests in just different order, or did I not include side quests that you think is good? Like, I would actually like to know. So with that being said, thanks for watching everybody, and like usual, I'ma dip out.